Hey everybody, welcome back to Midnight Garage. Hey, on this video, more rusty Dodge. Hey guys, so yeah, like I said in the intro, yeah, I don't know how exciting of a video this will be. It's just a repair job for some rust. Well, more of a replace job actually. So what we've got is another rusty Dodge truck, like they make any other kind. So what we're going to be doing on this one, we're replacing this passenger fender. I'll bring my light over here. And we are replacing the tailgate. Why replace that tailgate, you ask? Heavy duty. Well, it is pretty caved in here. I'll show you better once we get this thing apart, but yeah, you can't even see. Now, I looked at this truck before. This seam is all swollen in the bottom. One of the biggest problems I see, guys do these spray-in bed liners and go right over top of the pinch weld, so nothing can drain. That makes a huge mess. But once that pinch weld is swollen, the rust is in between, you can't get it out. The only way to fix it right is to replace the panel. In this case, this gentleman who owns this truck, has owned it since new. He chose to, I told him we could probably get a few more years out of it, but he preferred to spend a few bucks, put a new tailgate on, then he knows it's good. And that is definitely the best way to do it. So, what I'll be doing here, I will be hanging fender and tailgate, and probably what I'll do is I'll paint them both complete. Now, I'm going to go over this painting process with you guys. So, I will paint this fender complete, and we'll see how the match is, but I don't expect it to be good enough. What people don't always understand about these modern colors with the microflakes in them, they're not actually even designed to panel paint. They are designed for a blend match. That is just the way they are, especially with silvers. You might get lucky sometimes, or you can spend all day doing spray out cards until you get it perfect. But you just blend the panel, do it once. So what that means is I'll be sanding the adjacent panel for a color match. So when I paint this fender, if you get the idea, the color just blends onto the adjoining panel, and then you clear coat everything, and then you have a color match. You can get away with a lot more, or maybe get away with isn't the right words, but the tiniest difference in a shade, you often won't see somewhere like this, but when you're looking straight at the side of a vehicle, if there's just the tiniest bit of difference, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb between the fender and door like that, because it's just such a big obvious area. So I'm going to start with unpackaging these new parts and getting them prepped up. I'm going to try and get them painted today, but it's getting kind of late in the day, so it might not be until tomorrow. The reason I'm going to do that is I get them painted, and then while they're drying, then I could start ripping this thing down. No point ripping it down and then painting the parts. So anyway, let's open this up and see what we got. So, with these aftermarket parts, I tell you guys all the time, Right, so this is a, it's not an RP, it's a CH124125PP. Now, whenever I buy these parts, I always hear, oh, I can get a fender for 90 bucks. I can get a fender online cheap. There's huge differences in these aftermarket parts, you guys. I only buy for customer vehicles the Kappa certified parts. They cost a little more, but they're way better. You know, you always hear, oh, those aftermarket parts don't fit. Well, it's because guys buy the $90 value line Fender. Of course it doesn't fit, they're crap. You know, if you're fixing some truck up for yourself, you know, they're probably good enough. But for me, doing customer vehicles where I have to warranty them, I won't use that cheap stuff. I don't even know what year this truck is, like an 06 or something. You know, the cool kids will refer to it as what gen it is, but I'm not one of the cool kids. All right, so we're good to go on the fender, no damage. All right, tailgate looks good. In case you're wondering, tailgate is a CH1900121PP. Alright, so I'm going to get these parts sanded up, get them into the booth, and then I'll bring you guys back for a look. Yeah, I don't think I need to video sanding. So here's parts set up in the paint booth. They've been all prepped up and washed with some wax and grease remover. So I'm going to give them a coat of sealer now, and then we'll move on to paint. I just thought I'd show you guys here. So brought up the code on that truck. So paint code is PDM. So what we do now, I'm gonna go to our variants here. I'll just kind of show you guys. So 23.8. Just in case you're wondering what's involved sometimes in this stuff. So those are our variants on this particular color. So now you got to think, when they paint these things in a factory, they're painting thousands of them. It's a lot of paint. They're not always all the same. So we need to go to our variants and find the best one. Now when you're doing this, natural light's the best. I've got a good spotlight there, but you want to look at angles and pitches and yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna do that. Like I say, hard to do with one hand, and I'll be honest, 90% of the time I end up using the standard. Pretty sure it's going to be the case here. But yeah, I'm going with the standard formula. I don't know how that stuff shows up on camera, but you can see how tricky this can be finding colors. So anyway, I'm going to go mix some paint. So, you know, in the old days, we used to smoke between coats of paint. Take the time to go by. You can't do a whole lot. You can't sand stuff, especially in a shop like mine where it just suck all the dust right into the paint booth. So, I'm going to flip through my old stack of Easy Riders. Oh, might want to edit that one. Alright, there's our painted parts. Coat of sealer, 3 coats of base coat, 2 coats of clear coat. So yeah, it's getting late, but I got them done, so now they can sit overnight and we can start assembling this thing tomorrow. Well, bad morning everyone. It's like 4:30 a.m. so that's really cool. And that bolt just broke off. So, we're off to a good start. So we got Fender and Tailgate painted end of the day yesterday, or early evening I guess it was. So now we can start ripping this thing apart. So I'll get the fender mounted up and see how the color looks. Tailgate, I have to pick up some spray and bed liner this morning. So I'll probably, actually I do have to go into town a little later, so I'll pick up some bed liner for that. Because that'll get done before we switch the tailgate over. But for now we can work at getting this fender off. Oh yeah. Well, as you can see, the fender's still pretty good. No, it's not. I see somebody's put some undercoating on there at some point, which does nothing. You know, there's a little tip. Anything you put on the outside, it doesn't do crap. The rust comes from the inside. You know, you can coat whatever you want on the outside, or I always hear guys talk about these rust converters and all that kind of crap. Man, if the rust is still there, it's still there. I don't care what you put on it. Ooh, yeah, this fender's mint. Okay, well, let's carry on. That's the wrong size. So these usually don't come off. They're always a fight. We'll see, this one looks pretty clean. Maybe we'll get lucky. So they make a socket for that 3-pointed nut thingamajig there. I don't have one. I actually made one. And it, I don't know if you can see that. I just kind of cut it out with the zip cut. Because I'm a broke body man. Oh, look at that. Those things never come off. Man, my day just got better. I usually end up having to cut these things out, take the fender off, and then fight with this for an hour to get it apart. So, a little bit of surface rust, not bad. Alrighty. So, there's one little broken bolt I'm going to deal with. So, I'll get back to that in a minute. We'll see how the new Fender looks. Okay, so there's our Fender mounted. Actually, took a little bit of messing around with this one. Yeah, just a little extra time fitting, but not a big deal. So you can probably see in that light the color difference. I think it shows up actually a lot more looking at my camera here. It's a lot more prominent on the camera than when you're looking at it just with your bare eye. But, so you can see, let's get real close. Yeah, I don't know. You can see it's definitely a little, man, I would say almost redder, a little heavy, definitely a heavier metallic. But I expected that. Now, the reason I paint the whole fender, now I could have just entered the fender, paint the fender, blend into the door. I usually just paint the whole fender on these because there's always a chance they're going to match. Not very likely with these colors. But now, all we're going to need to do is blend the door. So, when we come back, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to remedy this. So I've gone ahead and stripped this door down a little bit. Just took the emblem off, the belt molding, the mirror I'm just going to leave on because you have to pull the door panel to take the mirror off. And it's maskable, so that's fine. So now I'm just going to sand this door with some 800 grit and get it ready for a blend. So there's our door ready to be blended for color match. So I'm just going to go put a little paint in the gun and we'll get this done. So there's our blend panel done. So now we have a good color match. So I'm gonna back this thing out and I'm gonna bring the tailgate in here and put some spray and bed liner on it. Hey, so it's the next morning again. Way too early o'clock. So there's our truck out of the booth and kind of assembled this portion anyway. I'll bring the light over here. So, as you can see, now we have a good color match. So, we've got that part done. And the end of the day there yesterday, I got some spray and liner on the inside of this tailgate. So it's all cured up nice. And kind of went over the top like the customer had it. That way his tailgate door closes against that. So I'm going to throw this gate together, get it on the truck. And then, yeah, then I guess we'll just come back for a look at the finished product. So there she is, guys, another one ready for the customer. Just needs a wash and it'll be ready to go. So, new front fender, new tailgate, so I stuck all the emblems and everything on. It's all swapped over, ready to go. So, as always, thanks for watching. I don't know if that job like that will help anyone out, but you know, let me know in the comments if it does, if this kind of thing interests you. You know, it may help somebody. If nothing else, it kind of gives you an idea what's involved in this kind of work. So yeah, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you want, or not, I don't really care. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't think I'll ever be one of those guys making money off of YouTube, but if these videos keep helping out the occasional guy, I'll keep doing them. I get a kick out of doing them, so it's all good. So, as always, thanks again. Hope you'll come back and check out the next one. Never know what it's going to be.